it's Angel and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to clean the original CHICCO NextFit car seat. This video is part of a collaboration for the month of March with other YouTube mommies from YouTube Mommy Meetup group. So be sure to look for the link in the description below as well as the cards above so you can watch the other videos about cleaning too. Now we own two CHICCO NextFits, one for each of our two children. Our son is 5 years old and he is forward facing, and our daughter Kerrigan is 2.5 and she is still rear facing because she's under that 40-pound limit. Now we love these seats. They're really great. They're so easy to install and they're just awesome all around. But the downside is they're really hard to clean. Now, CHICCO has put a lot of thought into that particular problem and they have redesigned it and they have the NextFit Zip, which makes it a lot easier to clean. However, we don't have those because both of ours were purchased before that existed. So if you're like us and you have the original NextFit and you're not really sure what you need to do to get that clean, well, keep watching. Now normally I don't give my kids food in the car, but we did go on several road trips in 2016, including 3 that were literally all the way across the country and a couple more that were at least a day or more of driving. And so in situations like that, sometimes you have to break your own rules and give your kids snacks and drinks in the car. And if you do that, then obviously they're way more likely to get their car seat dirty. So the very first step you want to take is you want to adjust the headrest up all the way and then turn your seat around and unsnap at the back. This can be a little bit difficult. Once those two sides are unsnapped, then you can kind of pull up a little and you'll notice a little elastic strap that is connected to a hook, and you want to unhook that on both sides. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and start gently pulling off the headrest cover. Definitely be careful that you don't damage the styrofoam underneath. Once you've pulled it off the top there, then you're going to go down to the seat area and unsnap the snaps there. Once those are unsnapped, you'll be able to pull that black part of the headrest cover completely out of the seat. Set that aside. So since you have unsnapped the seat, you can pull it down until you look underneath and see this black nylon, I guess is the material. Anyway, and you want to tug on that towards the back of the seat and then try to gently pull the seat padding up and over the square notch that is there for the adjustment button. Next, you're going to lift up on the side of that seat padding and you will see a strap that's velcro there on the inside of the seat. You're going to pull on that velcro tab, then you'll be able to pull the seat cover up and off of the seat. Gently pull the sides of the padding all the way off, up and over the top of the seat. And you take both of those pieces, you can either hand wash them, or what I like to do, which is the easiest way, is to throw them in the washing machine on a gentle cycle with cold water and a gentle detergent. Now underneath all that padding, there's a lot of little crevices in the plastic structure of the seat. All kinds of crumbs and sticky residue and whatever else can get stuck in these crevices. The very first thing I do is take my vacuum and vacuum out as much of the crumbs as I can. It's actually pretty effective even in those little crevices, as long as it's not really stuck in there or really ground in there. One place that gets a lot of crud stuck in it is where the straps are secured in at the bottom where your child's hips would be. Now to get to that area, you can take something like a screwdriver or a butter knife. You're going to push down on this little plastic tab so that you can then pull out a metal pin. That will then free the end loop of strap on both sides, and you can get in there and clean that little space underneath, and you can also clean those metal pins. Then for that really stubborn stuff, either because it's sticky or it's just really wedged in those little crevices, I like to take small things like butter knives or safety pins or screwdrivers, things like that, where I can just really like dig it out a little bit. Obviously you want to be gentle because you don't want to damage your seat, but it helps you get it out. Then after I have the bulk of the crumbs and sticky stuff off, I can wipe it down to get it really clean. So I like to use Lysol or Clorox wipes because they're disinfecting. However, because they are pretty harsh, you don't want to use them to clean the straps or the areas very close to the straps, because they're a little bit too harsh for that. Also, remember that you should not submerge your straps, get them too soaking wet, because things like that can weaken them. So for the straps and around the straps, I use something very mild, like gentle baby wipes that will do the trick. Once the padding is done in the washing machine or you're done hand washing it, you're going to want to hang it to dry. Do not put it in the dryer. Well, the good news is it does dry pretty quickly, usually only a few hours. Now after all this is said and done, it might not be perfectly clean, either because of some really stubborn teensy little crevices or stubborn stains or whatever. Give yourself a little bit of grace. It might not get to be perfectly clean like brand new again, but at least it will still be a lot better than before you started. So now that everything's all clean, how do we put it back together? Well, basically in reverse of what we just did. So for starters, I'm going to secure the straps back up and put the loop in the center part where it goes, and then gently push in the metal pin until it goes all the way and the tab pops back up. You definitely want to pull on it and make sure that it's secure, because that's what's going to keep your kid inside your car seat. And of course, repeat on the other side. Once that's in place, you're going to start putting your padding back on. So in reverse of how you pulled off the seat, you're going to want to gently get it up and over that square that has the adjustment button on it until it's seated real nice on there. Then you're going to slowly and gently put it along the sides of the seat and up and over the headrest, careful not to damage that. So you're going to turn your seat to the side and you're going to gently work the padding into those grooves along the side of the seat. Once you've got it pretty well in place, then you can take that Velcro tab and feed it through the little slot where it goes. Then you're going to reach in inside of the seat. You're going to pull firmly on that tab, then pull up and over to secure it. And repeat on the other side. Make sure the padding is lined up correctly and pull the tab through and secure. Then you're going to move to the top of the seat and make sure it all gets tucked into the frame there as well. And then I could put the seat up and over, feed the buckle through where it goes. So depending on how big your child is, on if they need the closer setting or the further away setting, and then pull the straps through the tabs in the padding. Now lastly, you're going to put the headset back on. This is probably one of the trickier parts of the whole endeavor. You're going to gently get it onto the sides of the headrest. Next, you're going to want to, again, just like the side of the seat, you want to gently push it into the grooves. I find it easiest to pull on that elastic strap, you know, below and to the back of the seat as I do this, so that it keeps it nice and tight so it'll stay in place. Then I turn the seat around and I get that elastic strap all the way taut how it should be and kind of maneuver it over and into the groove that it goes into. Then I can pull the top over and secure it back with that hook, and finally secure it with the snap. And then I repeat that on the other side of the headrest. And then lastly, I'm able to fit the rest of that headrest padding back into where it goes underneath the seat padding. So there you have it. It doesn't look brand new again, but it sure does look so much better. I hope this was informative and helpful. Please give me a thumbs up if it was. Don't forget this is part of a collab, so be sure to check out that description below for a link to the playlist. You can see all the other great cleaning tips that the other YouTube mommies have in store for you. And before you leave, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss out on other great informative videos that I have for you in the future. And thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. See you next time.